And I don't think either of those two could have been able to cope. They'd been anywhere else. And that was the only good thing that happened, was that they were there.
The British royal family is facing a crisis so explosive, so humiliating, and so deeply personal that insiders are calling it the ugliest internal war the monarchy has suffered since the days of Princess Diana. But this time, the danger is not coming from outside the palace walls. It is coming from inside the family itself. And at the center of the entire storm stands one man, Tom Parker Bowles, the son of Queen Camilla, a man who allegedly turned the British monarchy into his own private business machine. A man accused of exploiting royal properties, forging authorization documents, selling fake access to some of Britain's most protected estates, and dragging the royal family into a legal nightmare so toxic that palace insiders now fear it may permanently damage the reign of King Charles III. But what makes this scandal truly terrifying for the monarchy is not only the accusations. It is who finally stood up against him. Because once Princess Royal discovered what had allegedly happened inside Balmoral Castle, she did something almost nobody inside the royal family has dared do in modern history. She declared war on her own family. And what followed exposed secrets, bitterness, betrayals, and hidden royal tensions that had been buried for decades. This is the story the palace never wanted the public to hear. And it begins before sunrise inside the private grounds of Balmoral Castle. Hashtag the morning Balmoral was breached. The Scottish sky was still dark when the first trucks rolled through the Balmoral gates. Large black production vehicles moved slowly across the gravel roads. Catering vans followed behind them. Lighting crews carried heavy metal rigs into the castle. Camera operators unpacked expensive filming equipment. Workers rushed through corridors inside one of the most sacred royal residences in Britain as though they owned the place. Nobody stopped them. Nobody questioned them.
Why?
Because every single person there believed the operation had been fully approved by the royal family. The workers had been shown documents, official-looking authorization papers, schedules, contracts. Everything appeared legitimate. And the man who arranged all of it allegedly claimed he had full authority to do so because of who his mother was, Queen Camilla. According to insiders, Tom Parker Bowles had approached multiple production companies with an irresistible offer: exclusive access to Britain's most private aristocratic estates, luxury royal culinary experiences, historic royal properties never before opened to commercial filming. Investors immediately became obsessed. But one location made the deal priceless: Balmoral Castle, the private Scottish sanctuary of the royal family. The place where generations of monarchs escaped public life. The place where Queen Elizabeth II spent her final days. The place where she died. To wealthy investors and production executives, access to Balmoral was almost impossible to imagine. And that is exactly why the project attracted enormous money. Tom allegedly promised that access could be guaranteed. Not requested, guaranteed. He reportedly spoke with complete confidence. As the Queen's son, he implied that doors would open for him that remained locked to everyone else. And according to investigators, massive payments soon began flowing into accounts connected to the project. Hundreds of thousands of pounds, possibly more, all built on one claim: that Tom possessed royal authority he allegedly never had. Hashtag the lies got bigger at first. Some contractors reportedly questioned the unusual arrangement. After all, Balmoral is not a hotel. It is one of the most tightly protected private royal estates in the world. So when doubts surfaced, Tom allegedly escalated. Investigators later uncovered what appeared to be forged authorization documents designed to resemble genuine palace approvals. The paperwork looked official: royal formatting, formal language, signatures, references to internal permissions. To outside companies unfamiliar with palace procedure, the documents appeared real. And once those papers were shown, concerns disappeared. The production expanded rapidly. Plans allegedly included luxury filming inside historic royal rooms, exclusive dining sequences, aristocratic storytelling, private estate experiences sold as elite entertainment content for wealthy international audiences. But according to insiders, Balmoral was only one piece of a much larger operation. Other royal estates were allegedly discussed too. Sandringham House, Windsor Castle, possibly others. Different investors, different business partners, same promises, royal access for sale. And then everything collapsed in a single moment nobody could have predicted. Because on the exact day the production crew entered Balmoral, Princess and unexpectedly arrived. Hashtag the moment, and lost control, witnesses say, and walked into the castle expecting quiet. Instead, she found chaos. Crew members carrying equipment through historic halls. Massive filming lights hanging over priceless royal furniture. Cables stretched across rooms connected to the most emotional memories of her life. The sight reportedly stunned her into silence. Then came the fury. Because this was not simply a property violation. This was Balmoral, the place where and spent some of the final moments of her mother's life. The place where Queen Elizabeth II drew her final breath. The place where her coffin rested while the royal family grieved in private. And now strangers were allegedly transforming those sacred spaces into commercial entertainment sets. According to palace staff, and became absolutely enraged. Not polite royal anger. Not controlled irritation. Pure explosive fury. Witnesses later claimed they had never seen her react like that in their entire careers. She immediately demanded the production stop. Every camera shut down. Every crew member ordered out. Every piece of equipment removed. The confrontation reportedly became so heated that security personnel intervened to manage the situation. Workers scrambled in panic. Producers tried explaining they believed they had authorization, and reportedly replied that whoever gave them permission had no authority whatsoever. And then came the discovery that changed everything. Tom Parker Bowles was not even there. He had stayed behind in London, completely confident the operation would proceed smoothly. That arrogance may have destroyed him. Hashtag the phone call that shook the king after shutting down the production, and immediately contacted her brother, King Charles. The conversation reportedly stunned the monarch, and demanded to know one thing. Did you approve this? According to insiders, Charles was blindsided. He denied giving permission for any commercial filming operation inside Balmoral. He reportedly sounded embarrassed, shocked, and deeply unsettled. Because if he had not approved it, then somebody had allegedly been using the royal family itself as a tool for fraud. That realization terrified the palace, and wasted no time. She immediately instructed royal lawyers to begin a full investigation. Contracts, payments, emails, production agreements, financial transfers, everything. And once investigators began digging, they allegedly uncovered something far worse than anyone expected. Because Balmoral was not the beginning. It was simply the first time someone had walked in and caught the operation happening live. Hashtag the investigation turns dark. Royal lawyers initially believed they were investigating one reckless mistake. Instead, according to insiders, they uncovered a long-running system built around monetizing royal proximity. Restaurants allegedly provided free luxury treatment because refusing the Queen's son felt dangerous. Sponsors reportedly paid inflated fees because they believed royal access came attached. Publishers allegedly offered enormous advances not because Tom was an extraordinary food writer, but because his royal connection made him commercially valuable. The monarchy itself had become the product, and investigators reportedly discovered that Tom leaned heavily into that perception. Marketing materials frequently featured photographs from royal events. Business conversations allegedly implied palace relationships. Royal communication channels were reportedly used in personal dealings. To wealthy clients, it created one overwhelming impression. Doing business with Tom meant doing business near the monarchy itself. And people were willing to pay enormous money for that illusion. Hashtag the ghost of 1999 returns. Then investigators uncovered another problem. One the palace had spent decades trying to bury. Back in 1999, Tom Parker Bowles became engulfed in a drug scandal that horrified the royal family. Reports connected him to cocaine use and drug procurement during his younger years. At the time, Camilla reportedly broke down emotionally. Charles allegedly called him directly and branded him a bloody fool. But according to insiders, the palace quietly protected him. The scandal faded. Tom rebuilt his public image. Cookbooks, television appearances, food criticism, celebrity circles. But privately, not everyone forgot, especially Prince William. According to palace insiders, William never fully trusted Tom after those early scandals. And when the Balmoral allegations surfaced, William reportedly became furious behind closed doors. This time, according to sources, he pushed hard for accountability. No quiet protection, no cover-up, no family shield. Hashtag Camilla goes to war. When Queen Camilla realized how serious the investigation had become, the royal family descended into open internal warfare. According to insiders, Camilla argued that public legal proceedings would damage the monarchy more than Tom's actions themselves, and disagreed completely. And protecting the monarchy meant enforcing consequences. To Camilla, protecting the monarchy meant preventing scandal from becoming public. The two women reportedly clashed in explosive private confrontations. Staff members allegedly overheard shouting through palace walls. And then the conflict escalated even further. According to insiders, Camilla allegedly contacted royal lawyers directly and attempted to pressure them into ending the investigation. The legal team reportedly refused, and was informed about the conversations. And from that point onward, the conflict became deeply personal, and allegedly saw Camilla's actions not as motherhood, but as obstruction. Hashtag the royal family's hidden hatred. What made the situation even more explosive was the history between and Camilla. A history stretching back decades. Long before Camilla married Charles, both women were tied emotionally to Andrew Parker Bowles. Old tensions never fully disappeared. They remained buried beneath years of royal duty and forced public politeness. Now those buried resentments were exploding during one of the monarchy's biggest crises. According to royal historians, the emotional bitterness between the two women had quietly shaped palace dynamics for years. And suddenly the Tom scandal became more than legal warfare. It became personal revenge, power struggle, family humiliation, and emotional history colliding all at once.